There's something to be said about a Corvette with 4 oval taillights. Am I right or am I right? Well, as long as you don't have the stock incandescent taillights, that is, because those things still based on halogen bulbs, prone to cracking, getting old, well, yeah, it's time to do something about that. As long as the rear end of your Vette is the only thing that everybody sees as you fly by, well, it might as well look as good as it sounds. Now, the brand new Gen 2 XB LED taillights from Morimoto are a direct bolt-on fitment for all Chevy Corvettes from 05 to 13, including the coupes and the convertibles. These things use all of the stock mounting points and should not take more than an hour or so to install all 4 lights and wire them up. They're also completely plug and play. These Gen 2 taillights from Morimoto are designed to work without any modifications whatsoever. They'll plug and play with the factory connectors for the stock taillights on all US spec cars and don't need any extra resistors, modules, or adapters for a completely plug and play and error-free installation. Certainly more modern than the factory units, but without being over the top, the red lens model looks especially natural on the car and could truly pass for original equipment, while the fully smoked out version offers a really aggressive and even more modern look. Functionally, the optical light pipe that highlights the outer perimeter of each of these lights acts as a low-intensity parking light as well as a high-intensity brake light, and also the turn signal. Surrounding that rear reflex reflector, the center of each light is a high-intensity reverse light. This is actually one of the most major upgrades compared to the Gen 1 Corvette taillights, making these things possible to see while you're backing up. Those stock reverse lights on the C6, laughable at best. Now, in terms of quality, like all the other Morimoto XB assemblies, these things feature durable polycarbonate lenses that have been UV treated, truly resisting the test of time and keeping these things looking new for many years to come. All the wiring and connections are OE grade. Trust me, the price is justified, and as the saying goes, you really do pay for what you get. These taillights are built to exceed OEM quality and should easily last the life of your beloved Corvette. All right, guys, like I said, the installation on these things is about as easy as it gets. All right, so step 1, remove the T15 torque screw from the top of the housing that secures it to the car. After that, tilt the top of the assembly away from the car and just pull it out. From there, you can disconnect the vehicle wiring from the taillight socket and remove the light from the vehicle. Obviously, you're going to want to repeat that for the other 3 taillights. Moving on, you're going to want to locate the main rear lighting harness, which is an 8-pin connector located just behind the bumper on the passenger side, and disconnect that. Now you're going to begin wiring up the new taillights. Start by connecting the reverse light harness in line between the 2 connectors. And from here, route the 2 short ends of the reverse light harness to each of the taillight housing openings on the passenger side. Next, you'll route the long end of the harness behind the bumper to each of the taillight housing openings on the driver's side of the car. From here, you can connect the taillight plug and the reverse harness plug to the new taillight assembly. Now we're ready to actually put the taillights back in the bumper. Start by aligning the 2 tabs on the bottom of the taillight with the 2 notches in the bumper at the very bottom of the taillight opening. Insert the bottom of the housing into the taillight opening, ensuring that the 2 tabs on the light hook into the bumper notches. Last but not least, firmly press on the top of the housing back into the car until it pops into position. Re-secure the light using the T15 torque screw that you took out right when we got started. That's it, guys. That's all you need to transform the rear end of your C6 Corvette. Check us out at morimotolighting.com to see other lighting upgrades we've got for your C6.